your state of mind.
Welcome back, guys, to the match number 2 of tonight. We have Direwolves versus Exhilarated. Joining me once again is Timmy. How you doing, Timmy?
Doing very well. How are you doing, Josh?
I am great. That was a very surprising surrender out of Citadel. However, with the lead Avant had, it was, it made it look like there wasn't any way to come back.
Yeah, Avant really pushed the game out early with that early team composition. In comparison to Citadel Gaming, having that Ram still a late game as a little bit of a backup. But unfortunately, they didn't have enough to get them through the early game there.
Just late game composition didn't really work. So now we have Direwolves versus Exhilarated. So Direwolves have done very, very well this league, but also so has Exhilarated. I think they're tied for matches. I think they've lost one each, or 8-2 possibly, not too sure.
Yeah, this should be a really exciting match here. It's always really exciting watching two people who are on such equal grounds, because it's so back and forth. There's a lot of tension. You don't know who's gonna pull what out.
And speaking of pulling weird things out, Exhilarated have banned a Apollo.
Yeah, like
Apollo ban.
Apollo is really coming back into the meta now. He's nowhere near as strong as he was in Season 1. That Audacity does so much damage. It's really hard to get a gauge on how much damage that actually does, especially early, getting all those auto attacks off rapid fire. And Apollo makes really good use of Death's Toll at the very beginning, give him even more sustainability in the lane.
Do you think that ban was better than banning out a Neath? Because Direwolves have picked it up now.
It'd be a target ban. Yeah, I agree. The Neath would have been a better pick, because you can put Neath anywhere you want. It's such a cloaked first pick. It could go in solo, it could go in mid, it could go in ADC. So if you ban out Neath, you're pretty much banning out three different roles. But we're going to see Flago get his legendary Poseidon out here. He's been done some great things with Poseidon in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's made some great Krakens coming out. And Athena for Princeal. Athena, like we said last game, very, very strong. But unfortunately, K's Vacation wasn't able to get a great steal on the Gold Fury, or not many great initiations in that game.
Yeah, Athena doesn't do all that well behind, but getting picked up here as a counter pick to Athena, that Stone Shield able to cleanse the taunt from the Confound is so strong. It just stops so much of what Athena can do in the lane, as well later on during those little skirmishes around the field.
Yeah, and his Cataclysm is so strong for that initiation. And Medusa picked up as well, so that's going to be a mid-Neath coming out from Wizard, most likely. Or maybe Yada playing it in the solo lane. Yada does love to play his hyper carries in the solo lane.
Yeah, so we're going to see Ultimate Abyss weaken the Shipalonke. Shipalonke is definitely very strong. He doesn't have the best wave clear, especially against Medusa. Medusa definitely having the wave clear advantage, but he's such more of a hyper carry. Medusa starts to fall off a little bit more towards the late game, so and Shipalonke can just fill that role out so well.
Yeah, his DPS is so strong with those branching balls, and he can get so much poke off with those poison darts, and the Darkest of Nights range extension on his basic attacks. That's 45 extra, so that equals 95 range on his basic attacks. You can go you could basically hit the entire lane from
pretty much
one edge of the tower range to the other edge of the tower range, almost. A bit exaggerated, but still, it's very far.
Well, the main thing is that Darkest of Nights just disrupts the enemy team so
Yeah.
much. If you get a initiated on by a Blink Cataclysm, you pop the Darkest of Nights, and then no one can follow up because no one can see where anyone is. So
Mm-hmm.
then you've just got the support in there by himself getting picked apart, and then you go on to the rest of the team who just fall apart because they have no one to hold them together with all that peel.
Yeah. Oh, and third's coming out. So Ra and was that a which one
That
was
was a
it?
Hun. That was a Hun Batson
Oh,
third.
bats. Oh, okay. Interesting. So taking away the junglers, oh, a jungler and a mid laner. Although a mid laner was already picked for Exhilarated. Oh no, sorry, that was for their side. Mid laner not picked on the left side. However, they could put Neith in the mid lane. She has a flex pick. She can go pretty much anywhere she wants.
Yeah, that's just the
Even
power of having
jungle.
a Neith. You
Yeah.
could just pick up a Neith, say, okay, someone's playing Neith. Who wants it? We'll figure out who gets banned out, and then we'll just figure out from there. But we're going to
Yeah.
see Kabrakin and On Her getting picked up here, so
Ooh.
triple Hunter, double Guardian meta here.
Ooh, I'm excited for this. The DPS on that side of the map is going to be massive. And
That's
their
gonna be
early game is so strong. Medusa, Anhu, and Neith. You could not ask for a stronger early game hunter unless you had Cupid.
even
But
so, Cupid
wow.
Cupid does a lot of damage. That Harpon has such a large amount of scaling, especially early. But Cupid isn't all that great. But On Her, he can just eat people if he gets ahead with those impales.
Mm-hmm. And his teamfight potential with the Desert Fury is so strong. He can hit through walls, through enemies, and people try to block it, and they just take more damage. And adds to his stats of player damage. And last picks were Najar for the jungle and Tia. Wait, Alkiro. He's the solo laner, right? No, he's gonna
Yes,
be in
he
the
is.
jungle. Okay.
Alkiros is solo lane. No, they're just
Okay.
switching
Yeah.
back and forth, trolling
Okay.
us here. But yeah, Nasha Jungle, he does well, but he's very risky. If he gets behind, he can't do anything because he does have to go in quite deep with that artillery sash. And when he lands with that Windfire Wheels, it's often easy to predict where he's gonna be. He ends up flipping back to where he first started off the Windfire Wheels, so he can get focused down and targeted quite easily, but if he gets ahead, he does a lot of damage with that Flaming Spear.
Mm-hmm. Those crits are so good for him, and when he gets that Deathbringer online, he's scary. He is so scary.
Yeah, especially because the Windfire Wheels deals critical hit damages during the ultimate, during that little quick time events.
Mm-hmm. To think it's a lot like Osu. So if you're good at Osu, you're good at Najar. But guys, we're about to jump straight into this game of Direwolves vs Exhilarated. Stick with us while we load up into this match. We will be just a couple of moments. Guys, we've jumped onto the battleground of the gods. We have Direwolves versus Exhilarated. Direwolves will be on the order side, and Exhilarated will be fighting out of the chaos side. Timmy, do you want to do the introductions?
Sure, I'll take it. Take the start here. the left side of your spectator UI, fighting out the blue side of the mini map, we have Direwolves. Yada will be on her in the solo lane. Our Chuckles is Bracken in the jungle. Wizard will be Neath in the mid lane, and your duo lane will be Richard Castle and Kikyo Mio as Geb and Medusa.
Richard Castle is Bay. Just wanted to put that in there. So, Exhilarated will be fighting out of the Chaos side, and that will be made up of Alkiro as Tia in the solo lane. HS247 in the jungle as Najai, and in the mid lane will be Flagor on his legendary Poseidon. And our duo lane will be Princeal on Athena, and Ultimate Abyss will be the AD carry of Shibalonke.
I hate all these game pauses, especially when we see a 5-man grouping from Direwolves. This could spell some trouble here.
We don't really see invades coming out around the side of the Fire Giant, do we? Normally it's around the mid camps there, or on the left side around the speed buff, red buff side.
Well, they just walked over a ward, so unfortunately that little ambush they're going to try and put up there is going to be to no effect. But a little bit of a curious ward placement in between the two walls on the solo lane there. What do you reckon that could be for?
For what sorry?
On the right-hand side, Direwolves a ward just off the side of the solo lane in between the two jungle walls.
That's interesting. I'm not too sure.
Do you reckon maybe they could have set there in case Alkiro and HS wanted to go down towards the blue buff and that'd catch them out?
Yeah, most likely, because they could do it. They do have the Armillary Sash from HS and the Fearless from Alkiro, so it could have been an effective invade, but unfortunately not coming out. Maybe something that happened in scrims that they want just to be cautious of there.
I remember when Alkiro and HS that thing that absolutely screwed over our game. Yeah, let's just put a board so they don't do that again.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, not dealing with that again.
Safety precautions.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm excited for this Neath in the mid lane to see how well it goes up against Flagor, because the Whirlpool has a cripple, so Neath is not going to be able to backflip while that cripple is on her. So, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, Flagor could definitely catch out Wizard there if he's not careful with that Kraken. Especially if he hits level 5 before Wizard, that Kraken will just absolutely eat him up.
Yeah. Ooh. So, on her in the solo lane, I've asked Wizard on the podcast why he went for this, but didn't give the most specific of explanations.
No?
Hashtag team secrets. So,
But interesting enough.
Strange.
Interesting enough, Yada actually went for the Death Toll on the Onher. Onher doesn't really benefit from Death Toll all that much. He doesn't have any attack speed steroid, so all he's really doing is giving himself that life steal which he needs to go up against Alkiro. And the Bluestone Pennant may be a little bit of an overkill on the mana with the blue bluff.
Blue bluff?
Blue buff.
That's a hard
Bluffs out how much mana the enemy thinks you have.
Yeah, he's got great sustain with that Death Toll and the double blue buff, double buff.
Double blue bluff.
That's a tongue twister.
Leave me alone!
So, our Chuckles and HS are both in the mid lane, so how close are they to level 4, 5 actually? Oh, it looks like the mid lane is, of course, very, very close.
Yeah, Flagor's gonna get level 5 off this wave as well as Wizard, but looks like they're gonna go off to that mid camp. So when Wiz comes back, he's gotta be careful because Flagor might have a nice little present for him.
Let's see the rotation from Richard Castle as well. Not just yet, but I feel like he's gonna be on top of it because the lane was pushed.
Oh, look at this though. Look at this. HS and Flagor both moved into pincer him off. No matter which way Richard went, he couldn't get out. But there's some aggression on Kikyo Mio, but not too much there.
The confounded miss there. If that had landed, he definitely would have died.
Lord Weaver coming out onto HS over towards these mid camps. He gets taken down quite low, but does get out there with his life. Kraken coming down on Switch Castle, and El Chaco is taking them very low there. They're gonna have to disengage as quickly as possible before that confound comes in and any more follow-up comes up.
Yeah, that Stone Shield keeping our Chuckles alive and healthy there. Although he is at roughly 30 to 40% HP. and Princeton takes that right mid camps away with the Flagor, so they're going to split that one. Very good XP there for them. Going to deny it away from Direwolves as well. So this aggression in the mid lane is not stopping from Exhilarated, although as I say that, of course, Caster's Curse, they do back off.
Yeah, as soon as we draw attention to something, they're going back up. Unfortunately, Richard Castle didn't manage to get that stone shield onto Alchakos before the Kraken hit. He did it afterwards, so he only prevented some damage from the Whirlpool. But we're going to see on the right-hand lane, Yada's on absolutely no mana. Unfortunately, didn't get that blue stone pennant, so he has to auto-attack these minions for a while just to build up some mana from the Death's Toll.
His blue buff is coming up very shortly though, so he's going to be able to stick around unless Alkiro forces him out. But I don't think he will be able to. Oh, the Fearless didn't land there, but there's the power cleave.
Yeah, so, well, you know, normally you'd get blue stone pennant on a tier though, wouldn't you? Alkiro's going for the Iron Mail, straight up.
He didn't know who he was going to go up against, because there's 3 Hunters and Chuckles. Although,
No, if he
No.
thought that maybe Alchakos could have gone in there, he wouldn't have gone for physical defense.
That's true.
But we're going to see the Miliusach coming in there with the Windfire Wheels followed up by that, and Alkiro's just waiting there with a Fearless, takes him down with a Power Cleave.
and that's the power of the Najjar. Just jump straight into your lane and take you down. You can't do anything about it unless you preemptively beads that Windfire Wheels and have great timing. So, very nice game. First blood for Exhilarated, and that goes on to Alkiro.
Yes, and Alkiro, he can just eat people up if he gets ahead. It's so scary, but do you reckon, even though he's got the first blood, do you reckon he'll be able to outpace a Hunter into the late game?
Not too sure, because he's going to go for more of a warrior, probably a full tank build actually, maybe. Oh, in the mid lane, HS247, Artillery Sash into Kraken. Flagor picks that one up with the ticks of the Whirlpool. Second blood for the Shark there in the mid lane. Now they're rotating for this Gold Fury. Ward coverage though for Direwolves, they spot it out. Princeton not going to go for it, they're just going to go for the red buff. Ooh, that was a nice mid lane gank there.
Yeah, Kraken is so scary, especially early, and it just keeps on getting scarier into the late game when people start gripping up a bit more. You get 3-4 people with a Kraken, and it just absolutely decimates a team, turns it on its head.
It's scary. Oh, so blue buff taken by Yada. He's gonna be able to sustain in that lane like we spotted out before, but he did die in between that. I feel like maybe HS could have stolen the blue buff, but maybe he didn't want to play too aggressive. Oh, blink in, wrapped by the mid camps by Richard Castle with the Cataclysm, and Flagor now in the Tectonic Shift. And there's the Windfire Wars coming out as well. That did go down. Kiki Omiya has a double kill.
Oh,
Flagor
he's
is
on
in
such low
trouble.
health in
Desert
Desert Fury, picks him up.
Yada able to pick that one up. Great rotation by him, and now that's going to be the Gold Fury for Direwolves. That was a 3 for nothing.
Yeah, I love that tectonic shift from Alchakos. It perfectly blocked off that exit from that mid camps. The tectonic shift is so devastating in the jungle. It's a bit like the ice wall from the Ymir. It just inhibits so much mobility.
And you have to basic attack to try and get through it, so you're not putting damage into the enemy, and you're just getting paused for a very long amount of time. And Alkiro's trying to take these mid camps. Now he's in a 3v1 situation, uses that Fearless to try and get away, and he is going to get away.
Twinkle toes right there. But yeah, like as you were saying, you have to basic attack the tectonic shift walls. Every time that I'm trying to get one of my buddies out there, I'm always like, "Don't worry, man, I'll get you out. Just hold on, just a little longer."
Nope.
Because
Nope.
Tramis is just nope.
Yep. Especially if you get Gem of Isolation.
Oh, that's so dirty.
It's such a dirty build, and it slows, and then it slows even more, and then he gets tankier.
It's worse than getting Gem of Isolation off the sudden because you get pushed back and forth.
Mid lane, Alchakos taken very low, and the Kraken did go down. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the mark, just off the edge. Unfortunately, not able to pick up a kill there. Alchakos is gonna live.
Yeah, so he's gonna go ahead and drop this red buff. He's gonna heal up a little bit from that camp Bumper's Mask passive, but he's not gonna be able to do anything on any of the lanes with such low health.
Well, so just taking a look at the graphs now. It looked like Exhilarated were in the lead there, but with that Gold Fury, Direwolves did come back with 1,200 gold lead right now and 1,000 experience lead. The kills
I
are
always,
in
yeah.
favor of Direwolves. They're 3-2, 8 minutes into the match.
I always feel that XP difference is a much bigger factor, especially early, because just being able to get a few levels above your opponent just allows you to snowball on top of them, just really smother them, get them out of the lanes, deny them gold, and pick them off during those team fights. Get those objectives down.
And levels are just so important, like you said in the early game. For example, oh, actually in the solo lane, oh, no, okay, no aggression there. So, for example, Ymir gains 104 health per level. That is a lot. That's 2-3 basic attacks. With Yada, now he's in trouble. Their side passive is procced. Mystical Mail doing work against him. He's taken very, very low. But yeah, Ymir 1 level, 104 base health added per level. It's so strong. That's like 3 or
Yeah.
4 more basic attacks just because he was close to a friendly. Oh, blinking from Richard Castle with the Cataclysm. Shockwave comes out as well. There's the Tectonic Shift. Flagor's in trouble. There's the Kraken on top of El Chuckle. So much damage. Windfire Wheels. He's up in the air. Crits for days. And now he's going to be taken down. Ultimate Abyss picks that one up. Another one for his passive. And Ultimate Abyss does go down to Wizard with the World Weaver. Confound comes out. Kiki Omeo takes quite a lot of damage. HS247 picks up Richard Castle. El Kiro picks up Kiki Omeo. And who else went down there? It looked like El Chuckle. No, Richard Castle. Right.
Yeah, Richard Castle got picked up there. It's going to be a 2-for-3 exchange. That was a lot of kills really fast. That went off the chain really quickly there.
And that's all the damage. All found onto Yada, and Pale doesn't land. Prince all taking a lot of auto attack damage. Oh, yeah, these team fights with 380 carries it's very strange to see.
Yeah, you gotta
but
be
it's
really
a lot of
careful.
damage. It's a lot of damage.
The thing about the Hunter mid laner is that you don't have a huge amount of AoE unless Wizard puts a spirit arrow through the broken waves. But if everyone communicates properly and all the hunters put their damage onto a single person, they're gonna get melted like a laser beam. You just gotta go from person to person, melting them down.
And I think the AoE is made up for with El Chuckles having that giant
Tremors?
his 3.
Yeah, the tremors.
Yes, yeah, Tremors and Kiki Omeo with his Petrify. So they do have quite a lot of AoE, especially with yeah. It's debatable. It's debatable.
Yeah, it's debatable, but El Choco's been having some great tectonic shifts. Talking about El Chocos, he's over here on the right-hand lane. Another tectonic shift coming out here to stop everyone from going on to the other. He's going to go back in here just to stand out El Choco, say, eh.
Yeah, and they're not gonna get anything from that. Last fight was 3-2 in favor of Exhilarated, though. So the kills have evened up 5-5 right now. The gold is still in favor of Direwolves, though. They've actually increased by 100 the last time we checked there. So they're at 1,300. Gold Fury has respawned. Now the ward is in favor of Direwolves. Can Exhilarated clear that out, though? They do have very great ward placements around the Gold Fury, though. Just on top of it, they do have a sentry ward that is Direwolves.
Yeah, Exhilarated. I think they're maybe starting to get a little bit desperate because they tried to go for that blue buff on the right-hand side, but didn't manage to pick that up. That still went to Yada, so they're trying to pull out all the stops, try and get a foothold so they can get this next Gold Fury down and even out the gold back into their favor.
Yeah, now Kiro going very aggressive against Yada, forcing him to go back. Yada landed a nice impale to get him down a little bit, but the feelers in the defensive stance heals. The power cleave in the defensive stance heals that up right away.
Power is such it's such a fun move to hit because it's just like, no, get back, go away.
Oh, there's Darkest of Nights is procced, but nothing coming out of it. And Direwolves are trying to start off this Gold Fury, but Flagor is scary. He's holding on to his Kraken, and that's what's forcing Direwolves away. As long as he's got his presence, Flagor's going to be able to stop any Gold Furies coming out.
Yeah, Kiki actually took a fair bit from the Gold Fury, just leashing it back and forth, so he's definitely within Kraken yummy range.
What? Hmm. Really want to see how this next team fight goes down. If anything like the last one, it's all about positioning from Direwolves because they do have 380 carries, and positioning on an 80 carry is the most vital part. Essentially, you left
Yeah.
click. It sounds easy, but left clicking is not as hard. Is much harder when positioning is the most important part of it because you can get taken down in an instant.
Yeah, hunters really rely on their positioning, and it's really good that they've got the double guardian here, filling out the support in the jungle because it just gives more zoning, more appeal. But we've got
Yada's gonna
HS
get
coming up from
dived.
behind Yada here. He misses the artillery dash and takes a few hits from the tower. Yada, it looks like he uses beats there.
He did indeed. H is now in trouble. There's a world we've
Oh,
tectonic shift interrupted the world the windfire wheels. Oh my
where are
god.
you going? Where are you
That
going,
was
HS?
that was beautiful. That was a beautiful play, but now Yada's in trouble. He got Fearless straight into the wall, down to about 10% HP. That tectonic shift though.
Oh, that tickled me in a
Chuckles.
good way. It's always so good. Like I've managed to wall off a Mercury as he was using his ultimates with a Ymir wall, and I just felt like king.
Yeah, that's so fun. Just dying the escape. And that was beautiful play there by L Chuckles, and Wizard was able to get assist money off that with the World Weaver coming in as well. But that was beads out by HS. So beads and ultimate are now on cooldown, and they got a kill out of it.
Yes, it's always good getting a little bit of extra gold just from assists. You even just have to be around when someone dies and you'll get the assist. It just keeps you on top of your gold, gives you a little bit extra boost as opposed to, going in deep for those kills and then dying because of it.
So Richie Castle was able to see Princeall backing, and now they've gone for this Gold Fury. Flagor's around. There's the Darkest of Night, Defender of Olympus coming out as well. Kraken goes down onto Richie Castle, doesn't deal that much damage. Where's the Cataclysm? There's a Shockwave coming out, and the ultimate coming out of Kiki Omiya. Windfire Wheels is Richard Castle, Stone Shield on himself. Yada picks up Ultimate Abyss, and Kiki picks up HS247. That is a 3-for-0 trade, but the Gold Fury did go in favor of Direwolves.
Richard Castle got out of there with 50 health. That stone shield just saved him from HS at the very end there. But
Fire Giant!
they're gonna go for Fire Giant. What?
What? Okay, Algira's around here for it. Wizard's gonna find him. Oh, Flagor's actually very, very low, so he could go down in this fight. He can't play aggressive. Algira,
Exhilarated don't have any Hog 3s here, so this is completely in the favor of Direwolves, and they do manage to pick it up. Kraken is down from that early engagement as well.
If Flagor did go down, that was the World Weaver and Yana Basic Attack being able to pick that one up. Algira tried to Lordbringer out of that fight, but Wizard picks that one up, and that was an unofficial deicide there, and a Fire Giant, and a Gold Fury for Direwolves.
What the hell just happened?
What?
Direwolves just decided everything on the map is ours.
Pretty much. Oh, actually, it looked like the Gold Fury did to Exhilarated. If we look at the graph, it dipped a bit, but then it went back up. So yeah, Gold Fury in favor of Exhilarated. Okay, good steal
So
there.
they did manage to get it.
But with the Fire Giant and that unofficial deicide, Direwolves are now 2.7k gold in the lead. So that Gold Fury steal was very, very good to stop the lead from bulldozing them over. So they're still in this one.
Yeah, it definitely stopped the bleeding, but Fire Giant is definitely worth a lot more than a Gold Fury in my opinion. But just at the end of that Fire Giant, El Kiro actually managed to juggle 3 people, I believe, with that Fearless. That looked really heavy.
Three people
juggled,
with one Fearless?
Yeah, he juggled 3 people with one Fearless into one of those little side walls on the Fire Giant. But we're going to see on the left-hand side, Richard Castle's tanking up this tower thanks to that Stone Shield. He's going to take pretty much no damage from this before the minions come in. We're going to see a big conversion coming on up here to defend this left-hand tower.
Oh, and it looks like H is trying to get it, but there is a ward there. Kiki and the rest of Direwolves do spot him out. Alkira now, does he have his ultimate? He does. Lawbringer, oh, beautiful confound. Where's the Kraken? It's not there. No, that was like 4 people and all forced to beat. But the Stone Shield did come out to cleanse one of them. El Chuckles did go extremely low there. If they had the Kraken...
That was a perfect opportunity for the Kraken.
Yeah. What happened, Flagor? Was it must have been on
Yeah.
cooldown? It must have, but it's off cooldown right now. So next confound. Oh, there's one. Oh. Okay, and backflipped out of Richardson
no.
now in the middle of the fight. There's the pitch fight coming out. HS forced to win via wheels defensively. Kiro pinned to the wall, and Kiki picks that one up. And now they're on this tier 2 tower. Exhilarated in a lot of trouble.
Yes, unfortunately, Prince did actually get confounded onto 2 people, but that Darkest of Nights ultimate Shipalonke did actually deter a lot. But El Chaco is going in pretty deep here. He's got the stun shield to mitigate some of the damage from the Phoenix, but this Phoenix is actually going to go down to the way of Direwolves.
Yeah, Direwolves are not stopping. They went for that tier 1 turret, they tanked it up, and then they tanked up a Phoenix as well. Wow, the aggression with this Fire Giant there, definitely making use of this. Another one going down.
Yeah, they're gonna go for another one. Can't stop me now, having such a good time, taking your towers. I'm sorry, I had to. It got into my mind, and I knew I had to do it.
You should come up with a nice song to sing while
parody
while things are happening. And now, oh wow, they're just taking everything away from Exhilarated. And you let Direwolves have a Fire Giant, they're gonna take everything away from you.
Pretty much took every single tower on this single Fire Giant, but this is efficiency. I know, like, sometimes you take the Fire Giant and you just kind of wandering around, split up, but no, this is the way to do it. Group up and take everything on the map, get an even larger lead than you had beforehand. You're going to see a Blink Cataclysm onto 3 people, Tecton Shift, as well as the Petrify coming out. Flago goes down to Kikyo Mio. Kikyo Mio also takes down Prinzel.
Ooh, and that was for nothing. And they barely lost any HP. The only thing that Direwolves lost there was mana.
Yeah, pretty much. And our Giant buff does expire on them, so they definitely make great use of that, but they're not stopping now. They're going to go for another Phoenix. This is 3 Phoenixes down on Exhilarated.
Okay, so one Fire Giant took down 5 towers and 3 Phoenixes from the side of Direwolves. They just literally took everything. The mid tower was already down, and now they're taking Gold Fury. They just went, okay, here's a structure, let's kill it. And they're able to because they have 3 hunters. The DPS is just so high, and they can just take down structures as fast as possible. HS gonna find the team recalling, and how much gold is that? That went from roughly 2,300. That's a 10k increase in gold in the past 2.5 minutes.
Orisha Castle went back with 5,500 gold.
Oh, that's a whole item. He just bought Midgardian Mail straight up.
5,000. You can pretty much buy a Celestial Legion helm, which is one of the more expensive items.
What's the most chin size? That's
chin size,
3,050.
Yeah, chin size is definitely not a budget-friendly item. It doesn't give a whole lot since it got nerfed quite a while ago.
Deathbringer is 3,100. But that's completely different and not for Guardians, unless no, they can't buy physical, can they? Oh, I'd love to build a crit Guardian. Anyways,
you used to be able to. Like closed beta, you could do Deathbringer Ymir. It was the dirtiest thing ever.
And Prinzel called out here, Cataclysm Force on him. El Chuckles able to kill him there in a 3v1 situation. Fire Giant now getting back started. Direwolves do pick that one up very, very quick. It's the 3 hunter meta, and it's so strong. So
last time when Direwolves got the Fire Giant, they took 5 towers and 3 Phoenixes. Now they've got one thing in their side, the Titan. And the rest of Exhilarated had to defend against the fire minions, and that's very, very hard to do. Oh, especially when you are behind this much. Whoa, did you see the damage from El Chuckles with 2 abilities? That was crazy. Flago just went, nope, but Coil Kraken onto El Chuckles and does absolutely no damage. Quimpfire Wills gets feeds out onto Kiki or Mio. Fearless coming down, and Wizard gets taken up by Ultimate Fierce. He runs back. Prinzel is incredibly low, but Kiki or Mio does pick him up before he manages to get back to the fountain and heal up. El Chuckles is really low here. Oh, and the one Phoenix has respawned. El Chuckles, he did actually pick up the Gem of Isolation. Wizard went down in the rest of that, so it's a 4v3 now. And they're on the Titan, they could just dive this one. Will it go down? Yes, they will.
And Direwolves are going to pick that one up in a very convincing fashion right after that first Fire Giant. Well played there to the Direwolves.
That was crazy how much the Wolves did there on that first Fire Giant, and then when they got that second one, nah, that was game over.
Mm-hmm. That was very, very well played there by Direwolves. They just took everything away from Exhilarated. And Exhilarated weren't able to do anything. They did very well early, they kept it even, but after that Fire Giant, Direwolves were like, nope, you're not allowed any structures.
Pretty much.
So guys, we're going to be with game number 2. Hopefully, servers. Servers, okay. Servers, please.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they just went down again during.
Hyros does not approve of Oceania having a casting at all. Well, like we at least we managed to get 2 games this time.
Mm-hmm. That was game number 1 of a best of 3, so there is at least one more game. It may have gone to game number 3. We don't know. We will find out as soon as we can. But while we find out what we're gonna do, most likely we're gonna delay it to tomorrow. Is that right? So, unfortunately, we are gonna have to. Okay, as while we make our decision, we're gonna cut to a very short break, and we will be right back. So guys, unfortunately, because of network issues that we have no information about just yet, keep an eye on Twitter for any updates from High-Res Stu. Uh, we are going to have to end the stream here. And because of this, we are going to have to unfortunately spoil the last game that was played between Direwolves and Exhilarated. So that won't be casted, unfortunately. So what happened was Direwolves did take game number 2 within half an hour there. So that's going to be Direwolves picking up their week number 6 win. Going to be taking a lead over Exhilarated. So, anything else to add to me?
Just it's really unfortunate that High-Res is having these network issues at the time of these castings. It's really inconvenient. But unfortunately, there's nothing in our power at the moment. It's not on our end. It's actually coming from High-Res Studios at the moment. But like you said, Josh, we're not going to be able to cast the final game between Direwolves and Exhilarated, but we will be back next weekend for the 7th and final week.
Guys, I'd just like to emphasize that High-Res will be actively working to try and get these servers back up online as soon as they can. We know High-Res do try their best, but something very severe must have come up. But unfortunately, that's going to be it for us here at Team Down TV. Thank you very much, Team Down TV, for providing this cast. Very unfortunate that it was unable to continue. And thank you very much to the teams for playing this week. And we'll be back with week number 7. That will be the final week of the Invitational League, where it will determine the top 4 that go straight to Pro League and the bottom 3 that go to the Pro League qualifier. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Make sure to click follow here on the channel of Team Down TV 2 and keep up with the Twitters of CG Smite. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you guys later.
Catch you then.